You check your bank account and see $10,000. For a moment, it feels like you have finally made it. Then another thought appears. Is this actually enough to change anything? It will not buy financial freedom. It will not let most people quit their jobs. And one serious emergency could still reduce it quickly. But $10,000 can change your life in a quieter and more important way. It can create distance between a problem and panic. A car repair no longer has to become credit card debt. A late paycheck does not automatically threaten the rent. A bad job becomes something you can begin planning to leave instead of something you must tolerate forever. The number itself is not magic. What matters is how many months of essential life it protects and what system you build around it. In this video, I will show you how to calculate your real savings target, where to keep the money, what to do if you have expensive debt, and how to move from financial defense to long-term growth without destroying the foundation you worked so hard to build. Imagine Daniel. He earns $4,000 a month after taxes. His essential expenses, rent, food, utilities, insurance, transport, and minimum debt payments, total $2,500. That means $10,000 covers 4 months of his essential life. For Daniel, that is meaningful protection. But someone spending $5,000 a month would have only 2 months covered. Someone spending $1,700 would have nearly 6. That is why your real target should not begin with an impressive round number. It should begin with this calculation: essential monthly expenses multiplied by the number of months you want protected. Many people use 3 to 6 months as a starting range, but your situation matters. A household with 2 stable incomes may choose a smaller cushion. A freelancer, commission worker, sole earner, or parent may need more because income is less predictable and more people depend on it. Before Daniel reaches the full target, he builds a starter buffer of $1,500. This first layer is designed for smaller shocks: a repair, an urgent journey, a medical copay, or a broken appliance. But Daniel also has $3,000 on a credit card charging high interest. This creates an important decision. Should he save every dollar until he reaches $10,000, or attack the card first? He does both in stages. He keeps the starter buffer, so one small emergency does not return him immediately to debt. He checks whether his workplace retirement plan offers a matching contribution and contributes enough to receive the match available under his plan. Then he directs most additional money toward the expensive credit card balance. Why? Because investment returns are uncertain, while high credit card interest is a real cost working against him. Once that balance is gone, Daniel redirects the old debt payment into his emergency fund. The payment did not disappear from his budget. It simply changed jobs. This is the first lesson. Financial progress is often created by redirecting money, not waiting for extra money to appear. Now Daniel builds toward his full 4-month target. He does not keep it in the same checking account he uses for food, shopping, and entertainment. When emergency money sits beside spending money, it is too easy to borrow from it for things that are merely tempting. Instead, he uses a separate, accessible savings account at an insured financial institution. The account is easy enough to reach during a real emergency, but separate enough that he does not see it every time he buys lunch. He looks for low fees, reliable access, and a competitive interest rate. He does not place emergency money in stocks, cryptocurrency, or anything that may fall sharply when he needs it. Emergency savings have one job: availability. Growth money has a different job. This separation matters because many people reach $10,000 and immediately begin giving the same money 5 different assignments. It becomes emergency money, holiday money, car money, business money, and investment money all at once. Then one withdrawal destroys the whole plan. Daniel uses 3 buckets. The first is his emergency fund. It protects essential living expenses from events he did not plan. The second is short-term goal money. This covers predictable costs such as moving, education, a car replacement, or a home deposit. The third is opportunity and long-term growth money. This may support career training, a carefully planned business expense, or long-term investing. The buckets may sit in different accounts because they have different timelines and risks. Then life tests the system. Daniel's car needs a $1,200 repair. Before building savings, that bill would have gone onto his credit card. He would still be paying for the repair months later, plus interest. Now he pays cash. His emergency fund falls from $10,000 to $8,800. The repair is frustrating, but it does not become a second emergency. The next step is crucial. He replenishes the fund. For the next few months, Daniel temporarily redirects part of his usual investing and discretionary spending until the emergency balance returns to its target. An emergency fund is not a trophy you reach once. It is a system you restore after using it. This is also where insurance matters. Savings can absorb many ordinary shocks, but they cannot efficiently replace protection against every major risk. Depending on your life, suitable health, auto, renters, homeowners, life or disability coverage may protect you from losses far larger than your cash reserve. The emergency fund handles what insurance does not cover, including deductibles, waiting periods, and temporary income gaps. Now something deeper begins changing. Daniel no longer checks his account with the same fear. He can repair the car without borrowing. He can challenge an incorrect bill instead of accepting it immediately. He can search for another job without believing one missed paycheck will end his life. Money has bought him time, and time improves decisions. But this is also the dangerous stage. After seeing 5 figures in the account, Daniel starts imagining a holiday, a new phone, and a better car. Each purchase feels like a reward for being disciplined. He creates one rule. The emergency target is not available for planned spending. If he wants a holiday, he creates a holiday fund. If he wants a car, he creates a car fund. He does not repeatedly dismantle his financial protection and call it enjoying life. The $10,000 becomes boring money, and boring money gives him the confidence to make more ambitious decisions elsewhere. Once the emergency fund is complete, the high-interest debt is gone, and short-term goals are separated, Daniel can direct more of every paycheck toward growth. He reviews his workplace retirement plan, account rules, taxes, and fees. He chooses diversified investments that fit his long-time horizon and understands that diversification can reduce risk without preventing temporary losses. He invests consistently, but he does not invest next year's rent or money needed for an upcoming move. This is where $10,000 begins changing more than emergencies. It allows Daniel to invest without being forced to sell during the first difficult month. It allows him to pay for a valuable certification without missing rent. It allows him to negotiate from a calmer position and reject opportunities that are clearly harmful. The savings do not create wealth by themselves. They improve the decisions that can create wealth. If Daniel's income is irregular, he adjusts the system. Instead of saving one fixed amount every month, he saves a percentage of each payment. He maintains a separate reserve for taxes, if required, builds his budget around a conservative income level, and may choose a larger emergency target. The system should match reality rather than forcing reality into a perfect monthly schedule. So, what changes after saving $10,000? You do not suddenly become rich, you become less fragile. Ordinary problems are less likely to create expensive debt. Your employer has less control over your fear. Your investments are less likely to be sold because the refrigerator broke. And opportunities become easier to consider because every decision is no longer about surviving the next 7 days. But the real milestone is not seeing 5 figures on a screen. It is knowing exactly what those dollars are protecting. Calculate your essential monthly expenses. Choose a realistic number of months. Build a starter buffer. Deal with high-interest debt while checking for an employer match. Keep emergency cash accessible and separate. Refill it after using it. Then build short-term goals and long-term investments above that foundation. Your target may be $5,000. It may be $10,000. It may be $20,000. The correct number is the one that gives your household enough space to make thoughtful decisions without keeping far more cash than you reasonably need. Your first serious savings milestone will not make you wealthy overnight. It will do something more fundamental. It will make you harder to push into panic. And once fear stops making every financial decision for you, building wealth becomes far more possible. Tell me in the comments, how many months of essential expenses are you currently working to protect? And subscribe, because in the next video, we will build the step-by-step plan for what to do with every dollar after your emergency fund is complete.